Most people see 10 cent, but some 1990, 1999, and 2013 dimes are worth hundreds. Here's how to spot the rare ones. In the vast and fascinating world of coin collecting, some coins achieve fame not because of their age or precious metal content, but because of a small and unexpected flaw that turns them into treasures. The 1990 USA 1 dime coin error is one of those rare gems, a seemingly ordinary 10-cent piece that, in certain cases, hides a story of minting mishaps, collector obsession, and a value that can soar far beyond its tiny face value. Imagine holding a dime in your hand, the kind you might absent-mindedly slide across a counter for a cup of coffee or leave in your car's coin holder. Now picture that same dime being worth more than some people's yearly salary. That's the allure of this rare 1990 error dime. The year 1990 in America was a period of transition. The Cold War was coming to an end, technology was advancing rapidly, and the US Mint was churning out coins by the billions to keep pace with a thriving economy. The dime, with its small, unassuming design, was a staple of American commerce. Since 1946, it had carried the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, honoring the president who had guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The reverse bore a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The design, by John R. Cynic, had become one of the most familiar sights in American currency. But beneath this routine production, the mint's intricate process sometimes allowed tiny mistakes to slip through. And when they did, they occasionally created coins like the rare 1990 error dimes that would make collectors' hearts race decades later. These errors might come in different forms: missing mint marks, misaligned strikes, doubled dies, or even instances where the date appears slightly distorted. Each one tells a story about a moment in the minting process when something went just a little bit off, creating a coin that was unlike the millions of others struck that year. The most famous variety from 1990 is the No-S proof dime, struck at the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are made for collectors, not for circulation, and are struck multiple times with specially prepared dies to create a mirror-like finish. In this particular case, the dime was struck without the S mint mark that should have appeared to the right of Roosevelt's neck. This missing mint mark error happened because the working die used to strike the coin was not properly punched with the mint mark before being put into service. Only a handful of these error dimes were ever made, and even fewer survived in pristine proof condition, making them some of the rarest modern US coins in existence. The beauty of these coins lies not only in their rarity but also in their quality. Proof coins, when preserved properly, have an unmatched brilliance. The fields of the coin are mirror-like, and the raised devices, Roosevelt's portrait, the lettering, and the torch on the reverse, are frosted, giving a stunning contrast that collectors cherish. For the 1990 No-S dime, this beauty is paired with extreme scarcity, creating a combination that sends its value into the stratosphere. Even outside the proof coin realm, the 1990 dime has its share of errors from circulation strikes. Misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or dramatic die cracks can turn an ordinary circulation coin into a curiosity worth many times its face value. For collectors who enjoy hunting through rolls of coins from the bank, the thrill of spotting such an error is unmatched. Most dimes from 1990 are worth only 10 cents, but for the trained eye, the possibility of finding a rare variety makes every coin worth examining. Minting a coin might seem like a straightforward process, but the truth is it involves a series of precise steps, each of which can go wrong in small but significant ways. For proof coins like the 1990 No-S dime, the process begins with preparing the dies. These dies are engraved with the coin's design in reverse, and the mint mark, denoting where the coin was struck, is added by hand in a separate step. If that step is skipped or the mint mark is accidentally removed during polishing, the resulting coins will bear no mark of their origin. When this happens to a proof coin, the error is almost immediately spotted by collectors. Proof coins are sold directly to the public in special sets, so any anomaly stands out quickly. But in 1990, a few of these No-S dimes slipped through unnoticed, only to be discovered later, to the astonishment of the numismatic community. As word of the 1990 No-S proof dime spread, its status as a modern rarity solidified. Collectors scrambled to check their proof sets, hoping they might own one of the elusive coins. Dealers sought them out for their inventories, knowing that they could command extraordinary prices. Auction houses featured them as headline lots, and when they crossed the block, bidding wars erupted. The coin's appeal was not limited to die-hard numismatists. Even casual collectors and investors were drawn to the story of a simple mistake turning a dime into a small fortune. The 1990 No-S dime stands alongside other famous modern rarities like the 1975 No-S dime and the 1983 double die cent, forming part of a select group of coins that prove valuable errors can happen at any point in history. For those who own one, it is more than just a coin. It's a piece of minting history, a tangible reminder that even in an age of machines and precision, human oversight still plays a role in creating something truly special. Condition is critical in determining the value of any rare coin, and the 1990 error dime is no exception. For proof coins, the highest grades, those with perfect mirror surfaces and no blemishes, command the most money. Coins graded PR69 or PR70 by professional services like PCGS or NGC are the cream of the crop, and for a coin as rare as the 1990 No-S dime, these grades can push prices into astonishing territory. Even slightly lower grades can still bring significant sums, reflecting the sheer demand for such a scarce item. Over the years, stories have emerged of these dimes being found in unexpected places. Some surfaced when collectors revisited old proof sets they had purchased decades earlier, unaware of what was inside. Others were discovered in estate collections, their owners having no idea that they possessed a small fortune. Each discovery rekindles excitement in the numismatic world and reminds collectors to always look closely. Sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. What makes the 1990 dime error so fascinating is its balance between modernity and rarity. It's not a coin from the 1800s, nor is it made of precious metals, yet it can rival the value of far older and more famous pieces. This challenges the assumption that only ancient or gold coins can achieve high value, showing instead that scarcity, story, and condition are the true drivers of worth in the collectible market. For those new to collecting, the 1990 dime offers a valuable lesson. Always examine your coins carefully. Look for missing mint marks, doubled features, or other oddities. Study the dates and details. While the odds of finding a 1990 No-S proof dime in circulation are slim to none, the habit of close observation can lead to other discoveries that might be hiding in your pocket change right now. And now, the part that truly captures the imagination. A rare 1990 USA one-dime coin error, particularly the famous No-S proof variety in top condition, can command anywhere from $70,000 to $140,000 in today's market. That's an incredible leap from its humble 10-cent face value, a testament to how a tiny piece of metal can hold a story, a mystery, and a fortune all at once. So the next time you come across a dime, whether it's loose in your car, sitting in a jar on your counter, or tucked away in an old proof set, take a closer look. You might just find yourself holding one of the rarest modern coins in America. A small circle of metal that proves the most ordinary objects can sometimes be extraordinary beyond measure. The 1999 US one-dime coin is one of those unexpected marvels, a modern Roosevelt dime that, for most people, was nothing more than a piece of loose change but, in rare cases, became a valuable and sought-after collectible. Imagine holding a 10-cent coin in your hand and realizing it could be worth more than a luxury car or a down payment on a house. That is the reality for certain rare 1999 dimes that slipped through the mint's quality control unnoticed. The year 1999 was full of anticipation and change. The United States was enjoying a booming economy. The internet was transforming daily life, and the approaching turn of the millennium was on everyone's mind. At the US Mint, billions of coins were being produced to meet the needs of commerce, including the familiar Roosevelt dime, a design that had been in use since 1946. Designed by John R. Sinek, the obverse displayed Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile, while the reverse featured a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. This design had become so common that most people could identify it without even thinking. But hidden within the massive production of 1999 dimes were rare minting errors and varieties that transformed these coins into high-value collectibles. The most famous among them is the No-S proof dime, struck at the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are made with extraordinary care for collectors, using specially polished dies and multiple strikes to create sharp details and a mirror-like finish. Each proof coin should carry the S mint mark to indicate its origin, but in a small number of 1,999 proof dimes, that mint mark was missing entirely. This was not a design choice, It was an error caused when the working die was not properly punched with the mint mark before being used. The absence of the S may seem like a small detail, but in the world of numismatics, it's monumental. Proof coins are produced in small quantities compared to circulation strikes, and an error like this makes them exponentially rarer. For the 1999 no-S proof dime, only a few examples are known, making it one of the most sought-after modern mint errors. In addition to this variety, there are also rare circulation strike errors from 1999, including off-center strikes, broad strikes, and double dies. Each has its own appeal, but none are as famous or as valuable as the missing mint mark proof. Minting a coin is a process of exacting precision, yet even in the modern era, human oversight can leave behind small but critical mistakes. For proof coins, the dies must be perfect before striking begins, and the mint mark is still added by hand in a separate step. If that step is skipped, the entire batch struck with that die will lack the mint mark. In the case of the 1999 no-S dime, it's believed that only a handful were struck before the error was caught, making the survivors among the rarest dimes of the modern age. The beauty of a proof coin is unmatched when it is preserved properly. The mirror-like fields reflect light like glass, and the frosted devices, the raised elements of the design, stand in sharp contrast. When this striking appearance is paired with the intrigue of a missing mint mark, the coin's appeal becomes irresistible to collectors. It's a perfect blend of craftsmanship and accident, rarity and beauty. Collectors who discover one of these coins often describe the moment with a mix of disbelief and excitement. Some have found them while reviewing proof sets they purchased years earlier, unaware of the treasure inside. Others have come across them in inherited collections, where they sat untouched for decades. Each discovery reignites the fascination of the numismatic world and sends waves of interest through collector communities. Grading plays a huge role in the value of these coins. For a 1999 no-S proof dime, the difference between a PR68 and a PR70 grade can mean tens of thousands of dollars. Top-graded examples are the crown jewels of modern U.S. coinage, drawing fierce competition whenever they appear at auction. Even examples with slightly lower grades can still command impressive sums, a testament to the rarity and demand for this variety. The 1999 dime also teaches an important lesson about modern coin collecting. Age is not the sole determinant of value. Many people assume that only coins from the distant past are worth collecting, but rare varieties and minting errors from the last few decades can be worth just as much, if not more. It's a reminder that treasures can still be found in recent history, and that careful attention to detail can uncover incredible finds. For those who actively hunt for these coins, the process is part research, part luck, and part patience. Proof sets from 1999 are examined carefully, especially those still in their original government packaging. The telltale sign is simple yet unmistakable: the absence of the S mint mark on the obverse. When that tiny letter is missing, the coin's value skyrockets, transforming it from an ordinary dime into a rare and valuable collectible. Over the years, the 1999 no-S dime has become one of the most famous modern proof errors, joining the ranks of legendary U.S. coin rarities. Its combination of scarcity, modern origin, and flawless beauty makes it a standout in any collection. As time passes and more are secured in private collections, the chance of finding one in the wild becomes slimmer, increasing their desirability and value. And now, the part of the story that turns fascination into astonishment. Depending on its grade, condition, and overall eye appeal, a very rare 1999 US one-dime coin, particularly the elusive no-S proof variety, can command between $45,000 and $112,000 in today's market. That's an extraordinary leap from its humble 10-cent face value and proof that even in the era of high-tech minting, remarkable mistakes can still happen. So the next time you come across a 1999 dime, especially one in a proof set, take a moment to study it closely. Look for that tiny mint mark, and if it's not there, you might just be holding one of the rarest modern coins in America. A small silver-colored disc that carries with it a story of precision, human oversight, and a value far beyond what its size suggests. In modern coin collecting, some of the most fascinating treasures are not always the ancient or centuries-old coins, but rather pieces minted in the last decade. Coins that you might expect to be flawless thanks to today's advanced technology. Yet, the truth is that even in an era of precision machinery and rigorous quality control, mistakes still happen, and when they do, the results can be astonishingly valuable. The 2013 US 1 dime coin is a perfect example. For most people, it's just 10 cents, a small silver-colored coin that slips into pockets, cash registers, and vending machines without a second thought. But for collectors who know what to look for, certain 2013 dimes can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. The year 2013 was business as usual at the US Mint. Millions upon millions of Roosevelt dimes were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco facilities. This design, featuring President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and the familiar torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, has been a mainstay of American currency since 1946. Created by John R. Cynic, it has become such an iconic and enduring design that most Americans can recognize it instantly. It is not flashy, but it is functional, and it has been in circulation for so long that people rarely give it more than a passing glance. Yet, hidden among the 2013 dimes are a handful that defy expectations. The most famous of these are rare minting errors, coins that were struck under unusual circumstances, resulting in features that shouldn't exist. One of the most coveted 2013 dimes is the so-called no-S proof dime, struck at the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are specially made for collectors using polished dies and planchets, producing sharp details and mirror-like fields. Every proof dime from San Francisco should bear the S mint mark just above the date, a detail added to indicate where it was made. But in a very small number of 2013 proof dimes, that mint mark is completely missing. The absence of the S may seem like a tiny omission, but for numismatists it's monumental. It's the kind of error that should never slip past the mint's meticulous quality control process. The mint mark is added to proof dies before they are put into use, and if that step is skipped, every coin struck with that die will lack the mark. The result is a batch of coins unlike any others from that year. In the case of the 2013 no-S dime, the number known to exist is extremely small, making them instantly desirable to collectors. In addition to the missing mint mark variety, there are also rare circulation strike errors from 2013. These include dramatic off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even double denomination errors where a dime was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another coin. Such mistakes are rare in modern minting, and when they do occur, they are often destroyed before they can leave the facility. But every so often, one escapes into the wild, waiting to be discovered by a sharp-eyed collector or an unsuspecting person checking their change. For the collector who stumbles upon a 2013 error dime, the discovery is often thrilling. Some have found them by inspecting proof sets purchased years ago and stored away without a second thought. Others have encountered them in estate collections or inherited coin boxes. The moment of realization that a seemingly ordinary coin could be worth tens of thousands of dollars is one that collectors never forget. Part of the allure of these coins is their flawless beauty when preserved in their original proof condition. The reflective fields and frosted devices create a contrast that makes every detail of Roosevelt's portrait and the reverse design pop. When paired with the intrigue of a major mint error like a missing mint mark, the appeal is irresistible. Grading plays a massive role in determining value. A 2013 no-S proof dime in PR70 Deep Cameo, the highest grade achievable, will draw intense bidding wars at auction. Even lower-graded examples are worth a small fortune because of their scarcity. Collectors prize these coins not only for their rarity but also for the story they tell. A story of human oversight in an otherwise hyper-efficient minting process. It's also a reminder that valuable coins are not confined to the distant past. Many people think that only coins from the 1800s or earlier can be worth serious money. But the truth is that rare varieties from the past decade can bring just as much at auction. That's why experienced collectors always keep a watchful eye on modern coinage, proof sets, and even loose change. The hunt for a 2013 no-S dime is a perfect example of how modern treasure hunting works. It requires patience, careful examination, and sometimes a bit of luck. For those who enjoy the thrill of the search, proof sets from 2013 are still worth examining, particularly those in original government packaging. The tiny S mint mark should always be there. If it's not, you may be looking at one of the rarest modern coins to ever leave the US Mint as the years pass. These coins become even harder to find. Many are locked away in private collections, and the number available for purchase shrinks. Every appearance at auction sparks excitement in the numismatic community. drawing collectors eager for the chance to own such a rare piece of modern US coinage. And then comes the part that makes jaws drop. Depending on condition, rarity of the error, and market demand, a very rare 2013 US 1-dime coin, particularly the elusive no-S proof, can command between $32,000 and $92,000 in today's collector market. That's an extraordinary leap from its humble face value, proving once again that even in the age of near-perfect minting technology, remarkable mistakes can still happen. So, the next time you see a 2013 dime, especially in a proof set, take a moment to examine it closely. That small, silver-colored coin might not just be worth 10 cents. It might be a hidden treasure, a rare survivor of a minting oversight, and a piece of modern numismatic history.